Welcome to the biggest tournament of Command & Conquer Remastered in a long time, organized by AOD Gaming, where in the blue we've got Aaaargh versus in the yellow JLGazza94, not for JLGazza, and Aaaargh with GDI. It is on, well, different maps than you would usually see. These are like tournament maps. I believe this was Catastrophe 1v1, something like that, or something else. I don't remember. It's not Catastrophe. Nope. Claustrophobia? I think it is Claustrophobia. Would make sense because it is a lot of choke points like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 per base, of course. And both sides, you can't really pass here. So yeah, Claustrophobia does make sense. A lot of choke points, which means that GDI really isn't a bad choice. Because, well, sitting in choke points with medium tanks and all that is quite nice. Can't really like easily go around, not like Tournament Desert, where they just have a lot of open space. And over at this side, well, the expansion is a lot better. Our blue player already with 4 refineries. Probably both are now getting up there, like, nope, another refinery there, alright. 3 over here, I would assume airstrip is next for JLGazza. There it is, alright. Does make a lot of sense. Kind of expected it on this side as well, the war factory. But we won't see it yet. And, well, 5 refineries is a lot of eco. So let's just see how that goes. Hey, one by the way, like that. Good. Does it show? Does it show? Yes, it shows. Wow. Both players with excess power, and well, as you can see, already Aaaargh with a lot more eco, like 2 grand ahead in resources harvested. There is their weapons factory, quite secure in the middle of their base. So it's not going to be raided very easily by Gaza. However, well, they have had their like airship up for quite a long time. Already got 6 buggies there. 1 might be scouting, 2 might be scouting. Or this is just bad pathing and they're going all the way around. This could be a little bit of a bad placement for your airstrip. I'm not sure if they're able to pass through here, through the corner, or on this side. I think they should be able to, especially if they just shoot down the little trees. But we don't see that happening yet. Anyways, well, how many of these light scouts on this side for Aaaargh? A little interesting to see that. I mean, it's not something you usually see. Especially not when they're up against Nod, which, well, has the superior light scout. Buggies just seem a lot better. And, well, being in way better numbers as well, it's of course going to be very good for them. Grenadiers do a lot of damage, but do get shot down quite easily, and, well, clumped up they do explode very nicely as well. First couple of medium tanks are coming out, not sure what you have up top, just a ball of infantry, alright. And there come the first couple of bikes, right. Bikes, well, they do a lot of damage, but not against grenadiers. And, well, over here now, medium tank is going to be in the fight, but it's all on its own, that's not a good thing. Eco is like 5,000 ahead in resources harvested for Aaaargh. So that is a good thing, but I mean, look, only a couple hundred more in the bank, so they can't really expand much quicker. And their total army value right now is not looking too hot. In the attrition, they're like almost at like 50%, but that's assuming, of course, equal value, which grenadiers are not equal value to 1 buggy, so it's a little difficult to say. But generally, I would say that Gaza has been better in the engagement right now. Sniping the bikes is of course important, because otherwise your tanks go down quickly. But yeah, that's another refinery down, that's already 2 of them, both losing the harvester. And even in these numbers, well, the 2 little medium tanks are not that good. At least not good enough against this many buggies. are now retreating, but that does mean that they will lose barracks, at least one, but most likely two. And well, on the other side, are now going to be attacking the little harvesters. All exposed, and that's now good. However, over there, Grenadier push trying something, well, could actually snipe one or even two of the airstrips, which would be amazing. Power plant first, they are still on plus 15 power, so not a big deal yet. Over there, push has kind of stalled out. However, I think both of the harvesters have gone down. And over here, yes, going for the refinery, it's a good target. Getting that harvester down as well. However, now what? I mean, the first couple of flamethrowers are coming out, a couple of buggies already out, the push has stalled and you're not going to succeed at taking down any airstrips. Over here, another harvester will be going down. And well, then what do you have? You have got like 7,000, almost 8,000 ahead in resources harvested, but you don't see it on the field. You've got only one little war factory. And you don't have any army on the field. Well, yeah, 3 little tanks and like maybe 10 total grenadiers. That's nothing. Not against this many buggies and all that. Power still 265 in the plus for Aaaargh, so taking down that power plant really wasn't a big deal. And well, I'm a little surprised we haven't really seen any Apaches, but on the other hand, Gaza really doesn't need them. However, Apaches don't crash game, thank you very much. A couple of Apaches could work because I think it is allowed as long as it's not like a rush with Apaches. As in, you're not allowed to build like 4 Apaches at the start, but building 4 now should be allowed, I believe. So you could just snipe that weapons factory, war factory, and you could of course snipe the construction yard as well. Doing so would just crush Aaaargh. Nothing they would be able to do about it anymore then. So I'm not sure if it's allowed, but it's a very good map for it. Building them here. They don't even know about it. They have no scouting. On the other hand, Gaza also doesn't know. And a little bit back because of speed up. Yeah, Gaza doesn't really know about this either, so it would be difficult to get there with Apaches, unless they like vision abuse, which is generally a little bit frowned upon, I'd say. But on the other hand, you could also just move one buggy into scout. Shouldn't be too difficult. Over here, Grenadiers will just be cleaned up, but the other side, Aaaargh moving in with, well, a decent push. Could clean up at least one little harvester. Might be able to move in here to take down, I don't know, refinery, sure. Communication center, sure. However, there come the bikes, there come the buggies. And you really need to watch out. You are already going back at least a little bit. Maybe defending your harvester, maybe something else, I'm not really sure. But yeah. These forces you will not be able to stop, not with just 4 medium tanks. Production for Gaza has been way better all game. And yeah, they are moving back because they know there is pretty much nothing Aaaargh is able to do right now. Yes, they could move in here, but by the time those tanks have moved all the way over there, the bikes and buggies would already be back in there. Pushing on this side would be very nice for Gaza, though they seem a little indecisive in what to do. They are now going to try and defend this place or attack themselves. Attacking could make more sense just because this is efficient eco. And ooh, are going to go back. They are GDI. GDI is slow. You're losing a lot of time like that. Maybe going in would have been a better idea. However, I don't think there is anything Aaaargh is really able to do. As soon as they're chasing, they can't keep up with these buggies or bikes, which are just able to go in here. And with just 2 tanks to defend, it's not gonna work. Micro around the war factory and you should be able to clean it up, or just move past and go for other things. Take down power, take down eco, it's all decent. And I think what we're seeing now with Gaza actually moving in, we could have seen quite a long time ago, I would say. But I mean, holding off, just making sure you're able to succeed in your attack, does make a little bit of sense. And on this side, Aaaargh now moving in again. However, yeah, their army is actually starting to get decent, with a couple of medium tanks up north, a couple down south. Ooh, and most of the forces for Gaza have actually gone down, more than I kind of expected. Ooh. Let's see who won this. This match swung a lot. Yeah. Who could have expected that? The person with so much army, keeping the enemy in their base, actually lost this match, according to the tournament. Honestly, I'm a little surprised. I felt like Gaza was ahead quite a lot and could have done a lot, but the 20k more eco for Aaaargh probably won it for them. But this is a best of 5, so let's see what happens in the next match. Same players now on elevation, with in the yellow JLGazza, in the blue Aaaargh, both moving to the spot where AOD Gaming, the organizer of the tournament, advises people to go with their construction yard. At least they did in one of their tournaments, or not tournaments, whatchamacallit, tutorials. Right, so it is once again Nod for JLGazza, and it is once again GDI for Aaaargh. This is a way more standard map, one where I would say Nod has a bit more of an advantage compared to last map, where, well, a lot of choke points, decent for GDI. Whereas here, they've got a little bit more space to maneuver. But it's again, pretty decently even map, I would say. Anyways, going to see 3 refineries already for Aaaargh, with just 2 for JLGazza. Third one is out now, fourth one on the east side already. Couple of grenadiers and flamethrowers, of course, just getting each other out of their land. Alright. And, well, after the third, we are likely going to see an airstrip, I would say. I mean, it's a pretty standard opening. And over here, 4 right now. Not really seeing anything interesting. But we've seen last game, Aaaargh really does like their high eco, and there goes with the 5th refinery. Of course, a little different for GDI. War Factory is generally not as early as airstrip, but oh well. Anyways, you're taking a long time by building. So I think you are indeed going for airstrip. Yeah, there it is, alright. And, well, that does mean that you should be able to scout quite easily if you want to. I mean, there is not really a lot of opposition. Just go here, you encounter like 1 grenadier, then go through, and then, hey, you've seen the entire enemy base. Not a big deal. And there with your 4th refinery as well. There is the War Factory, alright. Again, very, well, not really as safe, I would say, even. Since you don't really have anything down south. But it's again in a central location, just because that way, if JLGazza moves up north, you're relatively close. If they move down south with their buggies, you're also relatively close with your reinforcements. Which is of course why it's a little bit more important for GDI to have a central location for their war factory compared to the airstrip location for Nod. And again, with a couple of light scouts, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it does get a decent amount of firepower on the field relatively quickly. Since, well, things are like 900 apiece. So that is expensive. But again, you've only got like 6. This is like 10, 12 buggies or so from the enemy. Who've already got a bike as well. And another airstrip. Might be a bit quick, since I don't think you're able to keep up that much production. But anyways, yeah, already going to try and snipe one war factory, refinery. Does get it. And over here, yeah, I mean, grenadiers deal damage and all that. However, bike is not being targeted, and now more buggies and the bike for JLGazza easily able to take that. So should now be able to just, well, either hold the position or well, slowly retreat, get a little bit of army together, and then go for another push. Medium tanks are now starting to come out for Aaaargh, who really does like their power plants. They're 332 power in the plus, which is a lot. And over here, well, yeah, the last little light tank, light scout does go down. And once again, going back with your buggies, you don't have bikes. Otherwise, I would say, like, you could just snipe right now. Since, well, yeah, one medium tank, and you could have just ran past. I think it would have been possible had you had a little bit more bikes. But that's not the case, so you're going for a fight a little bit head-on, which isn't good. I mean, 3 medium tanks should be taken down by this many buggies, especially with these reinforcements, with like 2 bikes as well. However, yeah, again, Aaaargh with a lot more eco, already like 3, 5, 8 refineries. Over here, this one is very inefficient. So, I mean, yes, you are on like 7 yourself, which isn't bad, but this one is quite inefficient. Not that these are very efficient though, but yeah. Anyways, going for the snipe now, it seems. Nope, you're going past and going back. I mean, you do have bikes now. 1 bike left. It is possible, however, I find it highly unlikely. And only 2 little buggies left, and the war factory will stay up. That does mean that you lose all of your army. Well, except for these 5 or 6 bikes, which are able to snipe refineries, sure. And you do have quite a couple of bikes up north as well, going to go for turrets. However, you don't have anything against these infantry units. And the turrets are both in the like southern part of the north. So, yep, up north you don't have anything, which means that your refinery will go down. And over here, well, yeah, again, nothing against infantry. Bikes are strong, I get that. And bikes do snipe the war factory. Not going to go for the construction yard yet. And, well, there were a couple of things there as well, level at least. Yeah, decent amount of army. Losing your bikes there would have been a big loss, but yeah. Over here you are a little struggling. I mean, these grenadiers could just move forwards and take the turret, then it's open field for your... Or the tank just hits it once. Sure, I guess that works. And, well, yeah, up north you do have a decent amount of army, but here, well, oh no. Locked in, which means that you now need to defend that refinery. And you will. You do have enough army for that. And, well, eco difference is like 12 to 13k in favor of Aaaargh. And they do have a lot of army, but it's like mainly grenadiers over there, a lot of infantry here as well. Because, yeah, their production for tanks and light scouts was taken down completely. That hurt them a lot. However, this many infantry units should be able to deal some decent damage as well. Up north might be able to snipe the airstrip if Gaza doesn't respawn to it, but won't. Going for refinery anyways, so yeah, not a big deal. And over here now, that's a lot of grenadiers. Those do explode really nicely. However, you do take down the harvester, so that's not gonna run over you. That was a great explosion with those flamethrowers. Again. However, yeah, you are quite close to a Hand of Nod, which means that trickling in flamethrowers can just kill most of these grenadiers. And the push has pretty much been stopped, but now up north again, quite a couple of grenadiers, but again, very close Hand of Nod. Build 1 flamethrower, 2 flamethrowers, and they're all dead, or just take the ones from down south. Works as well, of course. And the push has been stopped. There is a flame tank on the field right now. So, infantry is going to be very bad for Aaaargh, who has an Orca down south. Right, what will they be able to do with that? It's difficult, right? They need the snipe, because going for army doesn't make sense. There are bikes on the field for their enemy, so anti-air is available. Selling off construction yard makes some sense. You can't produce turrets anymore. However, you kind of needed the cash in the bank. You do have like relatively good tech level, which is great. But yeah, dealing with tanks and all that could be a little bit more difficult now that you can't build turrets anymore. Does also mean that, well, Aaaargh is able to just expand more. Well, they are able to expand, continue to expand, and they've got a lot of cash. If they go for another war factory, they could just up the production by like double in their like tank numbers, and they would be able to keep that up for like quite a decent amount of time, I would say. Still almost 4,000 in the bank, 75,000 versus just 57,000 harvested. It's a big difference, yes it is. And well, bikes are able to snipe at least one more refinery, I would say. I can't. Oh, that hurts. Losing all of those flamethrowers there. I mean, that's the risk of going through Tiberium. And Harvester now going down. That is actually something. Another. Losing more flamethrowers. It hurts so much. At least you have your flame tank, which doesn't struggle with that. But look at these tank numbers. That's a lot of tanks. It really is. Are you able to stop that? Even with this many bikes. I mean, bikes are quite squishy. Yes, they deal a lot of damage, but they are quite glass cannon. Yeah, going for... what are you going for exactly? Maybe you click something War Factory. Does make sense. Stopping the tank production. But they can just buy another. Yes, it will take a while, sure, but they could. Also, I don't know why you bought that Orca and another Orca if you're not going to use them. With mainly bikes on the field right now, it's not going to work out for you. Because bikes are just good anti-air. Of course, if the Orcas are not focused upon, it could... come on. We're going to miss it. And nope, we're not going to miss it because it's not actually going down, is it? Well, no, it isn't. That hurts. You lost like 4 bikes in the process or so. Trying to take down the construction yard. I honestly don't see Gaza winning this anymore. Gaza keeps having good starts, but then the army for Aaaargh gets going. They lose a lot of their army, and well, again, this one was won by Aaaargh. It's now 2-0. However, Gaza has been putting up some good performances, so we could see an upset. That last match finished up with almost 30k eco difference. And now we've got a little bit of a weird map again. With in the red it's Aaaargh, and in the teal, greenish, I'd say teal, cyan, it's JLGazza. Again, not for JLGazza. And we need to flip them again, alright. And is it not, or is it GDI? Who would know? Nobody knows. It's not as if they've been playing GDI the entire time, right? And again, yep, it is GDI. Already going to say it's a little bit annoying that they've got for like red and teal, because look, this is still yellow and blue. Oh well, you're just gonna have to live with it. Right, on this map, let's take a look. It's a nice little face, or something, I don't know what it's supposed to represent. Probably if I looked at the map I would have known, but oh well. Like map name, I would have known. Anyways, this... I don't think they're able to go through that. Don't think so. In which case your base is pretty well defended. And ooh no, Apache. You do know you're not allowed to go for 4 of them, right? Yes, okay. But going to go after a couple of grenadiers already is very nice. Triple refinery versus 4. Alright, sure. But GDI, well, has to go through the middle in order to get to the enemy base. Whereas not, well, is able to go over with Apache, of course. And would also have to go through the middle. This is a decent choke point for GDI, I would say. But not might have the speed to just go around. Not sure how that would stack up. I mean, there are opportunities, especially if like Aaaargh goes for another massive expansion where they're actually going to end up over here in the south, like all the way here. So I would say that GDI once again has a good chance on this map, which well, makes sense for a tournament map, right? You want to have fair maps. And, well, Orca is going to try and hunt after the Apache, but look, airstrip is already out, which means that just buying a couple of bikes and oopsie, all of a sudden the Orca could go down. Orca is 1200 value. It's expensive, so you don't want that thing to go down, and Apache is just able to go around. Because yeah, pathing is great in Tiberium Dawn, of course it is. First, the bike is already out, which means that it's going to be scary for your Orca. You're going to have to micro that a lot. Rocket soldiers work a bit better, but are still not great. Pulling your Apache over in, and oh hey, 3 little bikes. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. There goes the Orca. It's already dead. War Factory is now out. We don't have that many units from the airstrip out. And oh, that hurts, losing your Apache. In that case, was the Orca a bad idea? No. Was it a good idea? No. I mean, both of them lost like 1200 value just in their air unit. Of course, Aaaargh did lose a couple of infantry units. It's very difficult to say. Of course, the potential value for the Apache long term would be, well, very high if there had not been an Orca out. So I think the Orca response was decent. It's just difficult to say because you could have also gotten up another refinery and just out macroed them. Right now, mostly just buggies over here, fighting against mainly infantry and a couple of light scouts, but actually having to go back. Rocket Soldier does decent damage if it's not micro down. And of course, Grenadiers always deal good damage. Second airstrip already out now for JLGazza. And their army numbers are not looking too bad. They could go down here, Sniper War Factory, I would say. I think that's... Oh, I'm not just thinking, I think that would be like the best. They just don't know about it. Like, going in here, you're close to the enemy, like, forces, and you're not able to snipe anything. It's not an amazing fight for them, because, well, look at those Grenadiers getting good shots off. Not great, having to retreat right now. Oh... It's a shame they didn't know about the War Factory. There were no defenses around it. Also, like, make sure you're not hitting your own buggy. I get that you're trying to take down the little tree, but again, like, only one little medium tank, and they're going head on into the enemy forces. That hurts. Oh, this could have been very different had they known about that War Factory. They're taking a lot of shots right now. They're letting the enemy mass up medium tanks. And yeah, that enemy already like 10, 11k ahead in resources harvested. And look at that expansion. They are everywhere. I said they would get here. They could actually go to like the enemy side of the field. No bikes either right now. So the medium tanks are quite good, even in like low numbers. Not great. I think that number, like, yeah, that number of buggies would have been able to take down the medium tanks. Maybe. Oh, great luck. Also annoying. And now, well, you do have a couple of flamethrowers. Could get good shots off on those Grenadiers, and they do. Very nice. And now, well, only one bike is left. Bike is not shooting at the tanks. That's not great. And oopsie. Yeah, struggling JLGazza again. Yes, you've got a couple of bikes now, but how are you going to deal with the last couple of Grenadiers? You do have a couple of buggies left, so if you micro them well, you should be able to clean up these forces. Aaaargh should really consider backing up. And they do. And, well, yeah, now, oopsie, all of those buggies are now gone, which means that it's just bikes. Going after the medium tanks, that's not bad. Actually, really good. But a little strike force over here. Possibly a little strike force going for harvesters soon. And now going after the construction yard. Yes, it works, but you have like 3 bikes, sorry. That's not that many. And over here there are no defenses. There are a couple of things you might be able to damage or even take down, but is it going to be enough? No, it's not. Look at the minimap. 3/4 of the map is for Aaaargh. And just like that, it's 3-0 in a best of 5, which means that Aaaargh wins. Which means that Prussians Gloria, also known as Aaaargh, is going to face up against Aaaargh in round 2 after this 3-0 victory against JLGazza. And JLGazza we're going to see in the losers bracket